Hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. As per usual, these Wednesday night streams are pretty chill, so won't be any different today. I do want to resume where we were at in the last stream, which for those who don't know, we built the cocoa bean semi-automatic farm. I do want to work on some of the pathways around there, and then from there we'll probably go back to the Nether, I think, for a little bit. I haven't spent much time there recently, so I think it's probably worth revisiting. Oh, actually, before we actually get started, you know, this cocoa bean farm is missing. It's missing leaves. I forgot about those. We'll add some of those. I wanted to write down stream 07/29/2026. Stream number 47 out of 52. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more streams after today, which we'll probably hit in August, to be honest. Yeah, we'll probably hit that in August. Sounds about right. All right, everything's loading up. I have to have leaves in here, right? I think there's some in here. I'm gonna do something like that, maybe. That doesn't have to be anything super pretty. We'll go on top here as well. Do something like that maybe, and have it drop down a little bit. Do something like that. Again, nothing crazy. Something like that. Easy peasy. Yeah. So what I wanted to do today is probably work on... Well, we could work on the storage a little bit, but I do at least want to, I think, do a pathway. We're going to do something around here. So we're going to have to move all this. But I did want to work on this today. Basically picking up where we left off last time. Let's do that. But hopefully everyone's doing well. I think I've had a good week so far. Tired as always, but that's how it works. All right. Got pathway materials there. I think that's what I want. I think we'll do something like that. Then we'll go 5 wide. Oh, that's not right. No, that's right. 5 wide there. I'm gonna curve it around till I think we go here. There we go. Hey, Crowden. We are not done. No, we've just been taking a little bit of a break from it. I'm gonna work on some of it later today. I like to take these little breaks, work on a different project for a little bit. So we came to the overworld. We've been kind of going back and forth a little bit to the nether, but we've worked on some of these bridges over the last few weeks. So worked on this pathway. I built this bridge, or built this little pathway and this little Elytra landing station right here. Built this bridge up here. We built this pathway here in the main base area. And now we, over the weekend, built this cocoa bean farm. Nothing special, but crosses the thing off the list that I wanted to do. I want to build 6 farms this year, and I think I built 1. This one. So yeah, the stripped birch, I quite like it as well. A lot of this area, I try to use the materials that are from the area as much as I can. So I did stripped birch for this bridge. I did just regular oak here with a birch and oak plank. This has been here for a little bit, but a birch and oak plank pathway, basically. Floor. And then I didn't use stripped birch here, but I used stripped oak with some birch accents, a birch middle floor. Yeah, and like I said, the birch accents here. So I try to use the materials that are kind of in the area, and you can also kind of see the theme. Oak, birch, brick and granite, and whatever else we have. So go with a lot of those themes. The same things over here as well. I mean, I don't think we didn't use much birch here. I used what are these? The shelves. Yeah, I used the shelves as decoration here, which I thought was pretty cool. They're vertical slabs, basically. So it kind of makes sense. Yeah, stripped logs were huge, for sure. I am also a big stripped log fan. Stripped oak is probably what I use the most. It fits this area, because this is a forest, so stripped oak does typically fit better. But I went with birch for a little bit of a change. And I do love birch. Hard not to love birch. Not the, well, the logs are okay, but the actual like plank and then the stripped, like we mentioned, is pretty good. There we go. think that's gonna work. It's gonna be a little thin in this area, so we might want to add more width to it. Yeah, right here. Let's do some of this. That's a little better. I think this is good. Let's do this maybe. Nope. There we go. Yeah, it's a little less natural back here, but I do still like it. It's a basic pathway design. There's nothing special about this. That works. Birch gets too much for its log texture. So the problem with the birch log, it's just that it's difficult to use, right? And you can use it as a pillar block, but it's just a very difficult block for people to use. That's why it gets so much hate. It's not actually that bad. There we go. We go there. We'll get some slabs for here. Let's grab one of you and one of you. How about that? No. We'll do one of you. I'll be boring. It's fine. We're gonna put a diagonal bridge here at some point. I feel like I'm a little off. I feel like this should be here. Doesn't really matter. I can always terraform it either way, but place the torch down. There we go. Oh, and then here, let me see. I think here I did actually use spruce. I used some spruce. Yeah, I used spruce here. Put lanterns on it too. Okay. I should have some spruce fences back here. Whoop. Do I not? Hello? Oh, there we go. I was about to say, I better have some. So this should be like a lantern here. That'll turn on as well, which will help. Do need more spruce then, huh? I don't have any more spruce planks, do I? Nope. Do that. Do that. I usually do something like that as a bit of a background here. Yeah, something like that. Just to kind of frame it up a little bit. Nothing really special here. I don't like that. Much rather do that. It's pretty. And then we'll be able to connect it here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty. All right. And let's go to sleep. This is currently day somewhere over on the left. 3,642. We're almost at the 3,650, which I'm pretty impressed by. If we hit 3,700 by the end of, maybe by the end of September, even by like mid-October, we should be okay. The goal is 3,800 days for the year. Yeah, I like that. Okay, actually we need some spruce. Let's go through here. Into the opera house. as Signing Stan would say. Looks a lot better in shaders, at least in my opinion. If I turn them on. It's very pretty in here with shaders on. I have plenty of screenshots of that though. out of fences. We should have some spruce logs here. Let's see. Yes. We should have some... Oh, we should have some sticks around here somewhere. Got plenty of those. Usually up here, yeah. Plenty of fences. It is really nice being in the overworld and just having all this like immediate access because my storage system's right here. This is the spawn mountain. It's basically our main base here. There's a lot of cool stuff on here. Forgot I have clouds on as well. All right, we need you and you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Having a good time, I hope. There we go. Do something like that, maybe. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Crowden. I appreciate it. Enjoy work as best as you can. Alright, I think we're gonna be done here for now. I want to come back when we work on this bridge. Come back work on this. That actually didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. We could, it doesn't really matter, but we could potentially move this into here. We'll see. I don't really need a big storage system though for this, to be honest. So the way that this works, for those who are not aware, we built this last weekend. So basically there's pistons here, pistons here. There's a wall of, it's called jungle wood. Each one of these buttons is connected to the pistons. There's a little bit of some redstone, just a vertical redstone signal basically. When you press it, if you press the correct side, it will push all of the wood one way or the other, and it'll break all the cocoa beans. So you just have to go in. Any stragglers you can collect off the sides, and they'll all just filter into here. They're all basically in there now. They're still coming through, and then we'll replant them. Actually, just do that. So just replant, and then you're done. Not every farm has to be a super fancy automatic farm. We don't use a lot of cocoa beans, but it's nice to have an actual like somewhat proper farm. Previous to this, I just had I've had like 9 logs just sitting on top. 12 logs, whatever it was. So I would handle them manually, which was a bit of a pain. So now we have a pretty easy little pathway here. Once we connect it up with bridges, we can even walk here. One of the goals with this world, and I've said it a few times, but it's always worth repeating, is I want to be able to walk or ride a horse everywhere that I go as well, as much as possible. I don't want to have to rely on my Elijah, even though I do fly around a lot. I don't want to have to rely on it. If I one day just want to grab a horse or want to walk around or whatever it is, I want to be able to do that. So it helps to add to the aesthetic, I think, of it as well. I mean, even just with those bridges, right? The bridges here, bridge there. I have elytra landing places, but I like up there and over here, but I also have these bridges. I have these pathways. It adds some life to the world, which is always nice. All right, so this is all I had meant to do here. Actually, just like I said, went a lot quicker than I thought it would. I do want to spend some time in the Nether, at least for a little bit of today. We haven't spent a whole lot of time there in the last couple of weeks. I ended a little early last Friday. when I was working on this. So, oh, this is not the right way. So that would have been the stream where I would have worked a lot more. Usually I give myself, you know, 2, sometimes close to 3 hours to work on some of this stuff, and haven't had an opportunity to. So I do want to head over to the Wither Skeleton Farm perimeter and do some work there today. It's going a little smoother now that we're not working on the walls. The walls aren't done down here, but they're done enough that I feel pretty confident that will be pretty safe. I do want to finish them at some point, but we're also gonna build actual walls at some point too. So not these kind of makeshift walls that are, oh goodness gracious. Y'all are so annoying. There's somewhere outside. Might be over here somewhere. Expecting a Enderman to try to kill me, but I guess they don't want to right now. I don't know. All right, let's grab some fireworks. I think we have enough. Just some of that. We got some of that. Let's do that. I want to grab, where's it at? My helmet. Has some fire protection on it, which should be helpful. I feel like we worked a little bit maybe in here last weekend. I'm trying to remember. The biggest piece that we still need to dig is this thing. There's a couple of stragglers here and there. This thing, for instance. This thing as well. They're not as big of a deal, and I may or may not actually do them before we start working on the floor. We'll see. Okay, the golem is still there. I always double check because the golems disappeared before. Hit the ceiling. There we go. Oh, I didn't grab my pickaxe. There we go. We need Jimbo for this. I always use a non-silk touch pickaxe because I like having the cobbled deep slate generally. Let's do this. Yeah, I like having the cobbled deep slate. That's what I can actually use to make deep slate things. I think we're going way too far. Yeah, this is too far. It's a nice tunnel though. The feeling. Let's see, let's do this. Find the cutoff point here. Then we'll fill in the rest of it. Here we go. Yes, all this will fill back in. We're only going up to the line, not past it. Here we go. So again, hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm having a good week. Having a good week. Busy week as always. Overthinking things? Always. Story of my life. All of this. Thank you. I've been explicitly told before to not overthink it. I was notorious as a kid in school for second guessing my answers. I remember my math teacher when I was in elementary school getting not really mad, but it's definitely kind of like, why are you like second guessing your answers? Because the majority of the time my answers were correct the first time. It's just I didn't trust them. So I tend to overthink things a little bit. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. We'll do this little section first. Again, all these materials are going to go into our storage system, the one we have here in the Nether. We ran out of room a long time ago for a lot of these in the overworld storage. So I made my own kind of, which we might have to expand today now that I think about it. We'll see how many materials I get. Okay, let's do that. But it's possible we might have to expand it a little bit today. Which might mean another trip to the overworld to get some wood. Make some chests. Go. This might be a little shorter of a time than I thought it was. Our floor is slowly evaporating. That. Yep, more of it's going away, I feel like. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's okay. Inventory's filling up though. Yeah, we got a little ways to go. It just goes kind of straight down from here. So weird tunnel here. That's where I staircased up and then tunneled over to the edge to see how far it was. That's right. My phone buzzed and took me by surprise. It's face down on my desk, so I had to pick it up to see what it was. It wasn't anything. I guess Emma's sending me reels while while I'm streaming. There we go. Reels that I end up looking at later. I feel like I've been a little better this week at like sitting up straight in my chair, but it's been one of those problems. I think I talked about it over the weekend, maybe even the end of last week. You know, I've been having some issues, back, neck, that kind of stuff. I think because I'm at a computer all day. Then I look at my phone as well. Oh, ad break's gonna start about 5 minutes, which means we are already half an hour into the stream. GG. The ads run every 30 minutes. They'll go for about 1.5 minutes each time. Nothing too crazy. Go down one more. that in so I don't run into that. The staircase continues here. Apparently there's a platform down here. Didn't realize that. Okay. Not a good sign to have magma cubes spawning there. We'll deal with it. Not a good sign is that I didn't do anything to prevent them from spawning. You know, they're gonna spawn there. It's the game. It's the biome. There we go. Combine that section out. Next 2 layers at a time. Okay, occasionally I'll do the 1 layer at a time, but I find 2 layers at a time is the most manageable. 3 layers is also manageable, but it just feels like too much. Grab those. Scooch my... You know what, I might need to... Because of the placement. Move my keyboard a little closer to me. I usually have it as far back as possible, but I also usually sit a lot closer up. I've been playing around with the armrest of my chair. My chair that I use is the same chair I use for my work desk. So I was playing around with it for my work desk, and I raised the armrest a little bit more, so my elbows are actually resting on my armrest right now and not on my desk like they might normally. We'll see how this goes. Might be a little weird. Easy enough. I've had this desk chair for a long time now, though. I think I got it back. It's like some ergonomic type chair. It doesn't have a headrest, unfortunately. I think I got it probably 6 years ago. Still plenty of cushion. Don't have any issues there. Thankfully. The basalt there. Bingo. Kinds of Enderman down there. I don't know if they're teleporting over from the biome over or what, but kind of seems like that's what they're doing. Push you off, thank you. See, this is why I like to work with the smaller areas, is because you might get like a magma cube spawn in, but then it's like also super easy to get rid of them. I don't like doing that. Oh, hello. Next 2 layers. How many more layers do we have? Small pocket right there. Okay, we're basically there. I have another pass at this, and then we should be done with this section. Oh, yep. Easy peasy. Go. This is all one layer, yep. Let me hop down here. And there's still a few layers here. Interesting. Back from the ads, welcome back. Hopefully the ads were passable. Yeah, we still got a ways to go here. It's like a little tiny section right here. Go. That section is complete. I need to go back here. Go all the way up. Well, I can't go there. Also can't really go there. Right there. See if I can go up a little bit further. Come up to here, there we go. This is the path here. Do one more layer over. We can take this layer down. Can't imagine it's gonna be that difficult. These layers are disappearing. Huh. Well, that's good to know. Maybe we just do all this. It's very quickly disappearing. Yeah, let's just do all this. These extra layers are gonna go bye-bye. Just like that. We have the edges something over here. This is interesting. Part of a wall right here. There we go. Oh, back in beacon range. We kind of went out of beacon range right there. Interesting. Thank you. Do one layer at a time while we're kind of in this weird section. Don't want to accidentally fall off. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. That scared me. A little bit. Startled me, I guess is probably the better term for that. Yeah, making some progress here. Alright, inventory's almost filled up. We'll have to go deal with some of this. There we go. Looking like a flat wall right there, though. I do like the right click to get into my chest plate as soon as possible. Helps slow me down, prevent accidentally running into a wall or something. It's been a nice useful thing for me to use ever since they added that right click option. I sometimes forget that at one point you couldn't right click to swap out your like elytra, for instance. You couldn't do that easy swap. Interesting place for us to stand right there. Go. Small section here to deal with. So go by very quickly now. The blackstone I still take to the overworld to store. We still have room there. I just have so much basalt that it's basically impossible to store all of it right now. My current storage system. I mean, I said basically it is impossible. With the current storage setup in the overworld. With some of the newer updates, it might be worthwhile for me to look at expanding that, but we also never truly finished it. Sometimes when I say that, I feel like this world becomes more and more like Etho's world, just never finish projects, start projects and never actually finish them. But there is a degree of like the project gets to a point where it's not finished, but it's like good enough, or you just kind of forget about it, or you know, doesn't become useful for you anymore, that kind of thing. Or it, you know, fulfilled its purpose. And you can move on to other things. Beauty of this game has been and always will be, you can start and stop projects whenever you want. The only person preventing you from doing that is you. Assuming you're playing single player. If you're playing multiplayer, it's a whole different thing. And I get that. But if you're playing single player, you have maximum freedom for a lot of this stuff. That's such a weird thing to be hanging there. Let's do this. This will be our new section here, I think. See if I can do this little strip right here. See how far it goes. Surprisingly a lot of netherrack. We might be hitting a section of the nether waste though. Although, what biome is this? Still Basalt Delta. Maybe just a pocket of netherrack within that. It's strange. I don't normally see netherrack and Basalt Deltas like that. But it's possible it could still be bleeding over from a different biome. Do that, just make it easy. Inventory's full is what I thought. rest of this should go in the shulkers. Haven't gotten as much black stone this time as I would have thought. It's been a lot of netherrack and a lot of basalt. Which the basalt I get. Not as much black, so it's a little weird. But we are kind of at the fringes, I guess. Graduated to the fringes. Go. Oh, this is so long that this section over here is now spawning stuff. You have to focus on one over the other. Maybe what we'll do is just focus on this section. We'll divide it here. Do that later, and we'll just focus on this front section, I think, now. I'll keep an eye out behind me for magma cube spawning, but I think if we don't go all the way down to like the very end, well, we might get some spawning over there if we go down to this end, but that's fine. We'll deal with them. Alexians? Alex? One of the two? Welcome in. What am I doing? I am digging out... I'm working on my perimeter project in the nether. So we're digging out a whole bunch of area. There's a wither skeleton farm someplace that way. Been digging it out by hand. Started this project close to a year ago probably now. We've been slowly making progress, working on other projects as well. But yeah, it's a big project for sure. Taking a long time. This is a multi-year project for sure. I mean, part of it is I also don't spend like a ton of time every week working on it, but at the same time, I would very much say it's... I like working on other things in between anyways, so. It can get boring if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again for too long. You can see the wither skeleton farm here. I built this a while ago. See them falling in there, the iron golem in the middle, attracting all the wither skeletons. It's a very, very simple design though. Is it this way? Yes. I try not to do any kind of duping. So I don't use like a TNT duper. There's that. I do like a bit of a challenge. I don't know. Obviously assuming, I'm able to finish this project. I think it, on a more personal level, I feel like I'll be a little more proud of it. But that's also me, so. Yeah, with duping, we would have been done a long time ago. Let's go over here. There we go. Could never. I'm sure you could, you know, if you wanted to. I mean, most people don't want to, so I wouldn't blame you for that. I can't remember if I've ever seen someone actually finish a nether perimeter like this by hand. I'm sure somebody has to have done it at some point, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen one before. Come to think of it. The only perimeter that I have ever been a part of was about 8 years ago. Is that right? Yeah, about 8 years ago, a server I played on, someone did another perimeter for a very similar thing to this, and they used a TNT duper. Flying machine. I think I ended up breaking that flying machine. I'm trying to remember. I think I broke it. Has anyone even attempted that? Like digging a perimeter out by hand? I would think so. I would think so. I don't know for sure, but maybe not to this scale. Maybe something a little bit smaller. It's not normally worth the time, you know, and it for the most part, if you just look into like spawn-proof an area, which is largely what perimeters are used for, then yeah, you don't you don't need to make a perimeter. Place a bunch of slabs and then you're done. I mean, even at this point, in terms of efficiency, we have a pretty efficient wither skeleton farm. I mean, I use it to repair this pickaxe, which we'll go to in a minute. I think we have currently in the storage system over 6 stacks of wither skulls. So we have more than enough of those. So if this was solo, you know what? I bet someone has attempted it from a... I'm trying to think. What was I gonna say now? From a server perspective, someone had to have done it by hand. I don't know what the dimensions of this perimeter are though. I'm trying to remember when I set up this perimeter probably 2 or 3 years ago. That's where the border is around it. I put a stone brick border around it. Lynxus did it all by hand. I assume you mean Lynxy, unless it's someone else I'm thinking of. And that's very possible. I mean, if Link did it, then yeah, it's very, very possible he did it. I mean, last I checked, I haven't checked in a while, he probably has the longest running Hardcore World in history, so it would make sense. Streaming 8 hours a day, what, 5-6 days a week? Yes, we've got the Wither Skeleton farm in the middle. I did leave one of the blaze spawners. We might build a blaze farm as well. I can't remember which side it's on now. Regarding a build, I haven't thought too far ahead in terms of like a build that I want to do. We will do something with the walls for sure. Not 100% certain what that's going to be yet, but I have a few ideas in my head. Yeah, and that's the other part of doing this perimeter as well, is like I don't technically have to. However, not only by the end of this project will I have dug it all out by hand, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that we finish the project. But I want to make a nice build out of it too, so. I don't know that I've really ever been demotivated working on this project. I don't spend an insane number of hours working on it though, every week. I think if I were to spend 40 hours a week by myself, just working on digging this out, I would definitely get burnt out of it pretty quickly. Any times that I do feel a little like, I don't want to do this, I just honestly just end up not working on it. This is a single player world. It's a hardcore single player world. Like, I can always come back to it. I don't have to force myself to do anything. It's not like there's a timeline on this where it's like I have to be done in 6 months, otherwise the world's gonna reset. Right? That's the big thing with servers. Is people need to get stuff done in a certain short period of time because the world will eventually reset for most servers. But for single player, I can last however long. It can go however long I want. If I want this project to take 5 years, it can take 5 years. You know. Water. So that's the nice thing about it is single player. I can kind of do whatever I want. And like I said, I sprinkle little like other projects in between it as well. So it's like if I don't want to work on this one day, I'll go to the overworld and do something. Just most recently, we built some bridges. We built a cocoa bean farm this past weekend in the overworld. And then I'll come back here and work on this for a little bit. Then I'll go do other stuff. Come back, work on this. Go back and forth. That also makes it take longer. But it also prevents burnout. So, depends on the timeline you want to have. I'm very good though at kind of being slow and steady about things, which can definitely get on some people's nerves. I'm like that in general, not just in Minecraft though. I'm very good at kind of like chipping away at something until it gets done. And just be patient with yourself as well, right? Like, if you want to do a project of this scale, it doesn't have to be done tomorrow. You know, it doesn't have, you may have certain goals for it or certain attributes, but you also don't have to push yourself that far if you don't want to. I try to be kind to myself about it. This is at the end of the day, just a game. So, I mean, this whole world in general is also kind of like a chipping away at kind of thing. I did that with I have a village in the overworld. I call the farming village. Has a quarry that I built. It's right next to a bunch of farmland that I built and things like that. And the way that I attacked that village was house by house. I did a couple houses a stream for a few months. And then once you're done, once you've gotten all of it, you have a giant village. So. I've been in this world now for over 5 years. 5.5, I think. So there's also an element of that as well, just time with it. I would say most of my gaming time goes towards Minecraft, yeah. I've been an avid... I've pretty much only played 2 games the last 8 years, I think, because 2026 would have been 2018, yeah. There have been a few other games sprinkled in there, short-term things, but Minecraft has been the main one. I have quite a few hours on Rocket League as well. I bought Rocket League back in I bought it first off before it was free to play. That was back in 2015, back when it came out. I think I bought it a few months after it came out. So, when I really want something just kind of like, not necessarily be mindless about, but that captivates my attention in a different way, I'll go play some Rocket League. when I want to be a little more methodical in terms of like have a project. I don't say more methodical. I guess more methodical is probably Rocket League. You just go through the motions kind of thing. When I want to think more about what I'm doing and have like a creative project, I'll play Minecraft. So I'd say these days I probably play Minecraft more though. For Rocket League for sure. For Minecraft, I don't know. But for Rocket League, yeah, I played the game for a long time. Do I want to go over here this time? I'm gonna go back here maybe? Can I land somewhere over here? Right here. Yeah, I pretty much exclusively play competitive for Rocket League now. The competitive side, ranked side of things, I guess. Ad starting in about 2-ish minutes, by the way. FYI. I hover somewhere in Champ. Sometimes I'll go down to the Diamond 3, but I usually hover in Champ 1, Champ 2. I've been up to Champ 3 a few times. I hit Grand Champ a long time ago. Very briefly. I don't even think it persisted through an entire season. I plotted diamond, nice. I hit champ a long time ago. Like I said, like the Grand Champ stuff was many years ago. So I've pretty much just hovered at the champ level for the last probably 4 or 5 years. I haven't played in a long time though, TBH. Yeah, I always get a little rusty as well whenever I play, because I'll sometimes go months without playing. But you just get back into the groove. I mean, for me at this point, it's muscle memory. I've played a couple thousand hours. I have far more time in Minecraft, but Rocket League's probably been a couple thousand hours. Play Valorant in Minecraft, nice. It's really weird as I've kind of gone through life, I've become less of a gamer, I guess. Like I'm not as big into video games as I once was. Which goes back to like I basically played the same 2 games for 8 years kind of thing. I was never a huge gamer before. Which is funny saying that because being a content creator, I've been a content creator now for almost 12 years. People kind of expect, right? Oh, you do content on games, you must be a gamer. Even then, I wasn't. Like I was a huge Minecraft person. I pretty much only played Minecraft for a while. So. Oh, and ad break. I'll answer your question when we get back from the ad break. If you're able to hear me. Take about a minute or so. There we go. Go over this way. Put this stuff away in here. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, next double chest. Nether quartz goes there. Blackstone goes there. We need Some of this. 2, 1, ad break is over. Welcome back from the ads. Oh my gosh, there's so many magma cubes. But to answer the question, I am 26. I'll be 27 in a couple months. I started making content when I was 15 in high school. So yeah, pretty much since the middle of college, I've played the same couple of games. And that's also part of it too, right? You just kind of get into being an adult, which is a weird concept. It's weird because no matter how much you age, you don't really feel that much older, or you don't really notice. You don't feel that much older. You don't really like notice getting older. It just kind of happens. Right? There's a lot of things now. Like I have a lot more responsibility just in places in life now than I used to, obviously a decade ago. But it doesn't feel that way. So it's a weird concept. And I've heard most people, like I'm older Gen Z, and I've heard most older Gen Zs, friends that I have and combined with people I've seen online say a lot of the same things. Just kind of like you don't really feel it. You feel old, but you also don't feel old because you're young, but you're also not that young. I will say the thing that probably caught me the most off guard as I've gotten older is just the fact that time does feel like it moves by a lot quicker. Like it genuinely does. There are things I'm like, oh, I'll get to that, and it's been like a month later. I'm like, I never got to that apparently. So. Yeah, 26 is still pretty young. It is funny though, because when I talk to people the same age, it's also like, I feel so old now. You know, I've had that conversation with people before. It really also just depends upon the setting, right? Sometimes 26s feel, a lot of times it feels young for me in most things that I do because I'm typically around people who are older. But in certain spaces, you know, certainly it can be in online spaces in particular. I think a lot of online spaces are, no, actually I don't know anymore. The internet is so ubiquitous across generations that maybe it's not true anymore. But I always thought of the internet as being like a younger crowd. Just, there are definitely times when being on the internet you can feel kind of old. So. It's just a weird feeling being closer to 30 than 20. Always thought of being 30 as like this like really like old thing, and then the closer you get, you're like, well, you know, I'm not really that old. I hope. I think there are a lot of ways I do act different now than I used to, but there we go. Ways I don't even realize at times. I talk about, you know, older you get, more responsibility you have without even noticing it kind of thing. I don't know that my personality has really changed, but there's a certain probably maturity to it that wouldn't have existed 10 years ago. I like to think. Save the blocks. I don't always save them, but I don't like the idea of getting rid of the blocks. What if I want them at some point? What if I want them to use them for the builds? What if I want, you know, there's any number of things I could use them for. The basalt, probably not. It's much more of a like, just in case I want to use them. Just in case I want to use, you know, 100 double chest of basalt, I have it. You know, and I already went through all the work of doing all this mining and whatnot. Why not keep the proceeds? Yeah, and I'm definitely a hoarder in Minecraft. For sure. For sure. I mean, in Minecraft, the storage is endless anyways. You can hide stuff in all kinds of places. Let's go put these away. Oh, you're good. I got it. I understood. We can. That is what comes, I guess, with the keyboard. You have a different style keyboard, I'm guessing, than I would probably have. I really thought about like the different countries getting different keyboards, but I guess it makes sense. At least have the option to get a different keyboard. Ah, the semicolon is the Greek question mark. Gotcha. Okay. That is my alarm for something else. What is happening here? Let's do this. Oh, I feel like this is not gonna work out well. Oh, it might be okay. There we go. Yeah, I get it. Huh. This goes back further than I thought it did. We'll do this section. Again, chunk it. Sometimes literally, but... I don't think this is quite a chunk. Might be from a square meter perspective. Square block perspective. Blocks are square though. I don't know. My wrist doesn't normally hurt. Sometimes my pinky will hurt if I'm crouching too much. I crouch with control and I run with shift, which is different from like the default controls for the game. So if I'm crouching too much, my pinky will hurt. But no, my wrists and my hands are surprisingly fine. There we go. Grab those blocks. Go this way. Drop these off here. That was easy. Play Minecraft 2 hours, you risk need 20 hours for recovery. Yeah, mine are normally fine. I don't know. Sometimes if my arm's at a weird angle, which it kind of is right now, my fingers start falling asleep. They can start getting numb. So I have to be a little careful of that. But I also have to make sure I sit up. I'm much more in danger of hurting my back or my neck than I am my hands. There we go. Like my back under my right shoulder blade right now is unfortunately a little stiff. A lot of that is because I spend all day every day on a computer though, so. I work 8, 9, 10 hours a day at a computer and I can come on this computer and, you know, stream for 2 or 3 hours. Not every day, but when I do, it's a couple times a week. I used to be really good at like getting up out of my seat during the day and walking around a little bit. I did a little bit of that today. I'm trying to get better at that. For the last month or two, I've been really bad while working of just like sitting in my chair and not moving for hours. Or if I do move, it's not very far. So. I work from home, so it's very easy for me to stay in my little box that is my office. Then the kitchen is 5 steps away outside of my room. Or outside my office, I should say. This, I don't sleep in this room, but it's just very easy to step outside, 5 steps away, grab something, 5 steps back to the office and continue. Do homework, my back is killing me. Yeah, it's good to have good support, and also I used to play on a server with someone who would take like scheduled like 1 hour breaks when he would play Minecraft as well. Like he wouldn't play for any longer than an hour at a time. So it wasn't an hour break, sorry, it was every hour he would take a break kind of thing. Which is a smart idea. doing 68 hours of homework every day. Yuck. So exhausted. Yeah, I don't miss those days. The only thing I miss about doing homework is just the learning portion of it. It's very easy with my job to stop learning. Just kind of go through the motions. But yeah, the immense amount of homework and doing stuff outside of work, or outside of class, I guess, in that point. If I'm doing something for work, you know, I'm charging it. With school, you have to do homework, and you do get credit for it eventually when you turn it in, but you kind of still have to do it. It's not like you get some extra for it. Can't get up there. Oh my gosh. There we go. I don't know how y'all get into university. Here in Greece, we get like 1 to 2 weeks of exams, and we have to know like 6 years worth of stuff. We have semesters. So I'll have a class that's like a fall semester or spring semester class, and it'll be 3 or 4 months, maybe a couple of exams along the way, and a final exam. Sometimes the information builds on itself, sometimes it doesn't. Kind of depends on the class and depends upon what you're learning. I had classes that were prerequisites for other classes, and so some of that stuff built on each other, kind of thing. But I also had classes that were kind of one-off classes, so it really depended. Trying to think, like, we had some classes that were prerequisites, but like my intro to like programming class, I then had a data structures and algorithms class that kind of built off of that, and then I had like the next level of that was like I had what was called applied software design, I think. Applied software something. There's a lot of like learning the next stages, right? I learned a particular programming language, learned the basics of it. Next class was learning a lot more in depth about it. Third class was applying a lot of the stuff. So classes like that build off each other, but I mean, this was 2021, no, 2020, 2021. Those classes were like 2018, 2019 classes, but I had an artificial intelligence class in 2020 or 2021 that kind of built off of other concepts, but not really. It's a different programming language for a lot of it. It was conceptually, there's some things you had to understand to get to that level of class, but it wasn't like the material was like directly built off of something else. I don't know what that AI class would be like now, but because even I graduated in 2021, so 5 years ago. I can't even imagine. I think a lot of things have changed in the last 5 years since I graduated, because we weren't like, there wasn't this prevalence of AI models to help with stuff like there is now. So it's kind of weird how that's exploded in the last 4 or 5 years, but I don't know what college would be like now. I don't know if it's the same structures or same classes, or there's obviously a lot of things involved with that though. A lot of issues with it too. I work as a software engineer, so I, for better or for worse, am involved in some of that stuff. We don't really use AI for anything because we're not, I mean, we are allowed to now, but basically if I want to use AI for something, I have to like request like the special premium AI models, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do that. There's other AI, there's AI like chat things that we can use, but they're not, it's honestly not super helpful. The premium version would be more helpful, but I also don't really have the time normally to be spending trying to figure out how to use a model like that, so. But I imagine if someone did learn to use the model, it's a very interesting time. Very interesting time to be learning as well, because you can plug pretty much anything into Google and you'll get the AI response. You plug anything into ChatGPT and Copilot and whatever else, and spit something out. It's a weird time. I do not envy people who have to deal with that in school now. We had a intern at work who turned into a full-time employee, and one of the things that he mentioned, I went back and looked at his intern presentation recently, and one of the things was it intern presentation? Might have been that. Might have been something else that was said, but one of the things was like having to learn how to program without using AI. Was, I guess, a challenge, which I can understand if you're spending your time in school plugging a bunch of things into AI and using that output, and then coming to a place that doesn't do that, or one of the few companies left that doesn't do that. It's a whole different experience. Ad break about starting about 5 minutes. FYI. Alright. This away. Making a lot of good progress with this mining though. Ow. It's not die in the process, that'd be bad. Alright. Water time. I barely had like any of my water. It's good though. I'm not over. this side. One layer there. Into the lava we go. Alright. Let's go put this stuff away. And then we are going to repair our pickaxe. Gotta get some more rockets first. Rockets. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, I do wonder how that's happening. Because the Iron Golem is getting damaged, I just still don't know how. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, starting about 15 seconds, by the way. Gonna repair our pickaxe and we're gonna repair our elytra while we're here. Bunch of swords here we're gonna throw out. There we go. Uh-oh. See when they start dropping. There we go. Took it long enough. We're at 6.5, or close to 6.5. Closing in on 6.5 stacks of Wither Skeleton Skulls. If you include the sorting ones up here, we should be at 7 now. Right? Yeah, should be at 7 now. Bye-bye, sword. And now we are I'm staying down here just to make sure that the far enough away from the farm, but I can hear it now. Nope. There we go. We can do that. I think we're back from the ads now. Yeah, I think that's over. Beautiful. And we wait. We're what, halfway through repairing our pickaxe? So we just wait. There we go. There we are now. 3,647. And we are really close. 3 days away. Minecraft days, that is. From 3650. I remember when I first changed, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember when I first changed the stream title to 3,600 plus days. Might have been a couple months now. I feel like a couple months is a bit long, yeah? I feel like it's a bit long. I feel like it was sooner than that. Let's see. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. So we've done 50 Minecraft days in 2 weeks, have we? I guess it's possible. We did a 3-hour stream a little bit ago. We did a 2.5-hour stream last weekend. And I've been in the overworld more, so we've been sleeping a lot more. We were at 3,400 days 3 months ago in April. So we've gone through 150 days in 3 months. Goal is 3,800. So yeah, it's entirely possible. It's totally possible we could hit 3,800 days then by November, which would be right in line. As long as I keep consistently streaming. Oh. Bingo. All right, y'all. I got started a little late, but I think we are actually gonna wrap it up there for today. Close to an hour and 45 minutes into the stream. Ooh, let's do that. Hopefully y'all had a good one. I'll be back this Sunday for stream. The following Sunday I will not be back for that weekend. We'll have to skip that weekend because I will be out of town. That'll be August 8th, maybe? 8th or 9th? Something like that is when I'll be out. I'll remind people this weekend as well about that. But I will be live. Yes, it's the 9th that would be that stream day, and I won't be streaming on the 9th. But I will be streaming on the 2nd of August, which is this weekend. So I will see you all then. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all being here. If you're new around here, haven't checked out the other things I do, I'll throw some links down in chat to the socials or the Discord. As always, I upload these to the archive channel as well. You're more than welcome to check them out there, or check them out here on Twitch as well if you missed any parts of the stream. Yeah, I like to keep things archived on YouTube. It's good reference for later. It's nice to be able to go back and watch old streams if I want to. So it's another source of content as well. So anyways, like I said, gonna wrap it up there. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I appreciate you. I'll see y'all on Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.